Hey, in this episode, I'm talking about failure and fixing a failure. Fix a failure, I call it, because I had a couple of flub ups or things that didn't go 100% right this week. Does that ever happen to you in building your business or whatever type business you're in? I know it certainly happened a lot in my brick and mortar world, in my corporate life, and in my personal life, and in my transition now as I'm doing things online and on the internet, and I'm helping other businesses to do the same thing. Well, I'm doing a podcast, and for some reason I didn't break out my handy dandy magnifying glass. So when I went to hit the record button, I didn't hit the record button. I accidentally hit the pause button. And so I did an amazing interview with a wonderful woman, and it was actually her first podcast interview. And I had to call or I had to message her after the fact, because when I went to listen to the recording, all it was us talking about the Women's Summit for a few minutes after we had our amazing interview. And I miffed because it was an amazing interview, but we're going to redo that today at 2. So we'll redo it. And she's excited because it was her first interview and she wanted to, practice and say some things differently. So she's all excited about it. So a failure on my part was actually a win and a benefit for someone else. So when we think we're failing at things and we think we mess things up, it's always for a reason. And it's to remind me to follow my system and break out the magnifying glass when I know I need it, and not rely on, I think I know where the button is and it looks fuzzy, but okay, I'll guess. I won't ever guess again. And the other epic failure that I've had this week is I'm doing something called the One Funnel Away Challenge. It's a daily challenge from the ClickFunnels organization, and I did not get my mission done yesterday. I worked on it. I did a video demonstration. I actually did 2 videos about the challenge itself and how I'm doing and how I'm progressing through it. I did a demo of putting how I do it and how I do part of what the assignment was yesterday, the mission, but I didn't get it done. I chose to go to bed instead of getting it done. Now, I woke up this morning, I'm kind of beating myself up a little bit about it, and I'm like, nope, I didn't get it done for a reason. And the reason was really evident in today's mission, because what I had planned out for my next step in my funnel, it didn't make the best logical sense. And I think that's why I was struggling with creating my page, my sales page and my sales message and my copy. It was just the copy I was struggling a little bit with, was because, number one, I had way too much stuff in the offer, way too much stuff. It was freakishly too much and would scare people away, and they wouldn't want to do it too much stuff. So I have to remind myself to keep things simple. And I do that. I break things down and make them simple all the time. So I don't know for other people. So I don't know when I do things for myself, why I add too much stuff and overcomplicate them. But the cool part is I ended up then taking out a couple of what was going to be bonuses for this first part of my offer, and they're now going to be the next stage, the next logical step, the upsell for the offer that I'm making, which totally simplifies what I was doing, which should make all of the copy for both yesterday's assignment and today's assignment flow together better. So again, what I considered a failure and what is and was a failure, because I did not meet the timeline and the deadline for that particular assignment. And, nobody's keeping score. It's just a commitment I made to myself. So instead of beating myself up about it, I'm going to say, okay, what can I learn from this? And what do I do next time? Well, I got a couple lessons from that. Number one, this particular challenge and most challenges give us a really good process to go through. And they give us tools to make actually applying the lessons that we learn in that process really, really easy. But many of us overcomplicate them and try to change them and tweak them and make it way harder than it is. And actually, I was just coaching one of my students on this because he was making the whole first part of this challenge. He's going through it too, and I'm helping coach him through it. He was making it super duper complicated. So we simplified his whole thing, but I didn't go back and simplify my own. So the missing the mission was my way of saying, stop, you know what to do, apply what you know, do what you know is the purpose of this challenge, and follow it to the T. Follow their instructions. The purpose of me going through the challenge was to feel what it feels like to be a person going through a challenge like this. Because I create challenges like this all the time for my students and for my people and for the people that are attracted to me. So if I'm creating those for other people, I need to know what it feels like. And I actually do go through people's challenges all the time. I don't know how many I've done this year. I'm in one that's a 365-day challenge. I'm in one that's this One Funnel Away challenge, which is probably my third or fourth one, or maybe probably more than that. I've probably done 6 or 7 different people's challenges this year because I love them. They're fun. I've done at least 6 or 7. What am I talking about? I do at least one a month. And then I'm always leading my own challenge for folks as well. So that was another failure I had, but I learned my lesson. So if I learn a lesson, then it's not a failure. There's no such thing as failing. I mean, there isn't. Even when we die, that's not a failure, people. That's just a transition. So it's up to us to decide how we want to look at and learn from the things that happen to us. And I decided, instead of beating myself up this morning, that I was going to look at this as, okay, what was the upside of me not getting that mission done? Well, I clearly learned where people probably fall off of these challenges. Day 18 was the day I fell off. Now, I would love to see the statistics for this particular challenge of when people did fall off the challenge. Now, I only fell off temporarily because I'm right back on today. And I will get yesterday and today caught up today. I've already committed to myself that I don't go to bed tonight until these 2 are done. Because tomorrow we're going to start the membership area. And I have got these assets in other places, but they have got to all be put into a membership area. So I know that's going to be a pretty heavily work-laden thing for me to do and task. Although I've done bunches of membership site areas before, so I know how to do it. I just also know that they're time consuming. I usually break them down and build it a day at a time, like a week or so ahead of the people that I'm teaching something, because that gives me a little leeway in case I struggle with a day or struggle with a lesson or something. So I know that that's going to be a big project for me to deliver on what I'm delivering, because I always put way too much stuff in everything. So I know it's going to be huge, but that's okay, because I want people to have everything they need to be successful. All they have to do, the hardest part for people to do, is to actually do it, take the action. But I'm giving them everything they can possibly need to make that outcome, the result that I'm promising them, absolutely 100% possible for them. They just got to do it. And I broke it down into daily bite-sized pieces. Day 1, day 2, day 3. This is exactly what you need to do, because that's what I've been doing for months, actually for years, for people, to help them with certain things. So those were my failures today. So I've got a lot of makeup stuff today, a lot of makeup work to do, which is a little bit frustrating because I've been trying to use Fridays as my day to work on this women's summit that I'm putting together. But that's coming together so nicely. I am absolutely positively delighted. I still haven't invited anybody that I want to participate in it. So I have got to, among all this other membership site creating, funnel creating, launching things, I've got to get those invitations out. Again, I got the idea last week of exactly how I want to invite people, and I'm really excited about that. But I got to do it. I have to actually create the invitations and get them out there. And again, I hope that some of the women that I invite want to participate, but it's coming together so that it'll be awesome if they do, but it won't matter. The success of the summit won't matter if any one of these women that I invite choose to participate or not. It would be a benefit for them and for all of us to get their wisdom. But if they don't want to participate, if it's not the right thing, it's not the right time, if they can't relate to me, that's awesome. That's okay. There's plenty of women out there that can and will. So what are you working on today? What have you got going that you're excited about? I got a lot I'm excited about. I'm excited about getting done today what I didn't get done yesterday. I'm excited about following the proven formula and format that they've laid out for us and not overcomplicating things. Because I'm one of those people my entire life. I have always thought I had to figure out everything myself, do it my own way. And that is a huge mistake and a huge failure for so many of us entrepreneurs. We try and think we have to do everything ourselves, and we absolutely positively do not have to. We just have to be willing and open to team up with other people and say, all right, that's not my area of expertise. I use the example of chatbots because I love chatbots. I think they're awesome, but I don't want to learn how to do them. I just want to find somebody who's already great at it and have them do the chatbots for my businesses. I don't want to learn how to do design because I know I stink at design. I'm awesome at strategy. I'm awesome at coaching people and seeing what is the next thing they need to do when they can't see it themselves. But I stink at design. I spend too much time commiserating over the pictures, commiserating over the font style, commiserating over the colors, commiserating over everything and logos and things that just don't matter. So why not just go with the proven design that they've given us, put it up there, see how it works, and then change it and improve it later on. Bingo! I guess they've been telling us to do that for a year and a half, and I've still been trying to reinvent the wheel. So today is do what you're told, don't reinvent the wheel. Do what's proven to work, throw it up and see how it works, and then decide if you need to change and test and tweak things on your own. All right, so that's it. Go out, make it a fantastic day. Don't be afraid to fail, because if you're not failing at anything, that means you're not trying very hard and you're probably living in a rut. So get out there, stand up, participate, act, take chances, take little risks, tip your toe out of your comfort zone and see how amazing that your life can be. It'll unfold right before your very eyes and you'll be like, what was I sitting in my chair in my pajamas all this time for? Maybe that's just me. All right, catch you tomorrow. Bye.